Hey everybody, welcome to Down Home Backyard Gardening. This video is going to be different in the sense of this is going to be a collaboration. And I am so excited to have so many other YouTubers and gardeners jump in on this video idea with me. Everyone sit back, relax, grab some coffee. Let's get updates from the garden from around the country. Seriously, how cool is that? Those bees going up inside that Rampincati zucchini flower, pollinating. So much is going on right now in Zone 9A in the garden. Let me give you just a few examples of what's going on. One you just saw, and you can see that bee is still over there on that Rampincati zucchini. Now, I've got these growing everywhere, y'all. I've got, I think, 7 of them that I've counted. I've harvested 2 good sized ones. I also harvested yesterday or the day before a beautiful Armenian cucumber. I've got more Kahari melons growing. I've got that one. I think there was another one in here somewhere. Yeah, I'm always losing track of where everything is. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, where's it at? As that bee was buzzing around my head. Where's it at? I just saw it from the other side. Oh, right there. Another one right there. Still got a lot of eggplants going. Those cardinal basils are gorgeous. Look at all these okras. We got beans right there. I've got late season tomatoes that are growing. Yeah, I love the garden. These garlics are doing great. These are coming out. All these okras right here behind me. Those radishes are doing good. I lost some right down there from a rat, but that's all right. More radish and turnips and carrots. Just a lot still going on out here in the garden. But what can you do in the end of October in your zone? Well, here in Zone 9A, in the Spring, Texas area, just north of Houston, what I've been doing is I've been researching video topics using Brian's book there, like I'm showing right here and that I'm putting up on the screen. A link for that book is down below in the description. I'm also about to start taking out all the summer crops and focusing strictly on the fall crops because our weather is finally starting to change. Now, we've been in the high 80s, record heat here, which is insane to me. We should be in the 70s and 60s, and we're not. We're still up in the high 80s, but that's all right. I do think I messed up though. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but I'm gonna keep it real. This bed right here, 2 weeks ago, I planted spinach. These really should have been growing more than just a couple here and a couple there. But I got in a hurry to get fall crops in when I thought the temperature was dropping. Instead, the temperature stayed at the same place that it's been here in the 80s, high 80s. And I think some of these winter crops or fall crops are definitely feeling that effect. And that's okay. It's all good. It's gardening. We live and we learn. Not a big deal. I'll deal with it. Now, one really cool thing that makes me really happy right now is I'm able to still grow peppers. Check out those habaneros right there, y'all. This is another habanero plant that you can see is putting on one right there. Key to my late season pepper game has been really fertilizing, adding fertilizer, nitrogen. And so in the 2 numbers for the NPK, I've been putting a lot of the first number, which is nitrogen, and a lot of that 3rd number, which is potassium. It's really starting to make those really pop. It's making this habanero plant finally start to put on some flowers. And then this plant right here is a Mad Hatter plant, pepper plant. It's really starting to put on flower. Oh, look, I'm gonna have my first pepper right there. Okay, Mad Hatter pepper. I cannot wait to see that pepper. Now, not only am I constantly in the garden, but my best garden friend has been out here with me a lot also. And right now, she's chilling. Baby George. Say hi to your fans. You want to say hi to your fans? What? What are you telling them? Talk to your fans. They're gonna make you famous? Yeah? Yeah? What was that? All right, as you can see, she's excited for the weather also turning and being just where we could both be out here and not die. Love it. The beans are still doing really well. Y'all, this bee is just not happy with me filming in here. Those beans are still doing good. Just a lot is, I just have a lot that is still doing really well here in zone 9A. But again, we're going to start transitioning to a hardcore fall garden, and that will be my goal for November. But what can you all be doing in zone 9A in this area? Well, if you're in the greater Houston area, the southeast Texas area, you'd be doing exactly what I'm doing. Still growing your summer crops, the ones that you just haven't wanted to take out yet, and start getting your ideas ready for your fall crops, your brassicas, your lettuces, your cabbages, which is a brassica, beans, peas, carrots, your root vegetables, beets, those kind of things. You can start getting those ready to rock and roll. But let's see what we can do around the country. All right, everyone, so let's kick it over to the crock gardener, see what's going on over in his zone.
Hey everybody, Doug the Crock Gardener here. We are in zone 6B, and October is really harvest time for us. As you can see back here, out in our field back here, they already harvested all the corn. So what I'm currently doing is harvesting anything that needed to be harvested before the last frost. Such items would include beans, peppers, tomatoes, any type of squash that I got out here yet left. Anything that's gonna really suffer through the first frost. As a matter of fact, we already had our first frost for this year. Things that I am going to harvest here relatively quickly are going to be some of the beans that I left on the vine to dry. And I still have some celery that I'm going to probably still try to harvest as well. In the ground, I still have some carrots, turnips, leaf lettuce, and spinach. These will continue to grow until we get a really hard freeze. So in October, I start closing out my beds. This requires me to yank out all my plants. I typically take the tomato plants, take them off site because they'll probably have some type of soil-borne blight in them, and I don't want that to go from year to year. I don't want to have problems. The rest of the plants, I'll do what they call a chop and drop, and I'll also chop down all my comfrey and lay on the beds as well. This will provide a mulch, and it also provides excellent nutrients for next year. October is also the time to get the garlic into the ground. Halloween is just around the corner. Those vampires are coming. Make sure you get that stuff planted. Cheers, everybody.
Okay, so right off the bat, Crock Gardener, I love the shirt. All right, if y'all notice that shirt he's wearing, remember, he was the winner of the hashtag Tomato Challenge 2024. So it took me a while, but I finally got him some swag, and I like that he's wearing it. I think that's a great idea for the comfrey, the chop and drop method. Using that as a natural organic mulch is awesome, and it'll put all those nutrients down into the ground. He also mentioned garlic. Remember, we have a garlic challenge that has started, y'all. Okay, so now let's go over and check in with Project Help Desk in North Carolina.
We are winding down for the season here in beautiful Zone 7B. We are currently only 9 days away from our first frost day. We're kind of ramping down and cleaning things up. One of the reasons that we're not doing the fall and winter garden is that our channel is not specifically a gardening channel. We are many types of projects, and we've actually had some other ones pop up recently that have sort of taken up some of our time, hoping that next season we'll actually be in a better state to where a fall winter garden is going to make more sense for us. We're letting all the tomatoes that are left fall down in there. As they fall down into there, the seeds will naturally kind of fall into the ground, and then next year these seeds will grow into our tomato plant. We actually did have decent success with our potato buckets this year. Peppers in the bucket didn't do as well. Part of the big problem we have here is heat scalds. They did way better when they were shielded by the zucchini. Oddly enough, one of the plants that was the most successful in our garden just came from the seeds that I threw out from the watermelon husk. Far and by large, my okra plant is now what, like 15 feet tall? I also learned this year that okra really makes you itch. Yeah, like it's everything on this thing has got like a little sharp hairs to it. The right tool for the job is the one you got.
This year what we had was spare bricks.
We are letting our carrots go. This is the one thing that we are trying to do as a fall crop. One thing that became wild and just overgrew was all of our herbs. Of course, all the seeds that have probably dropped down in here. You'll probably get herbs whether you want them or not. Squash bugs love pumpkin. Pumpkin sort of became our trap crop. Of all the pests we thought we were going to fight this year, the one that we weren't expecting was our friend the groundhog.
That's where the garden is.
Woodchuck prince.
Probably.
Well, I'll tell you this. This okra plant is nowhere near 15 feet. I wish I had a 15-foot okra. That's pretty cool. By the way, what kind of okra was that? And did anyone else notice how far that groundhog had to go from the wood line, the tree line, to their garden? Little boy's getting in his steps. All right, let's jump up to Indiana and check in with Big Wheel Dog 82 in the soil and see what's going on in his neck of the woods.
Hey guys, Big Wheel Dog 82 in the soil here, letting you know what's going on in Indiana Zone 6. What you're looking at here are 2 of my 3 wicking buckets, or wicking tubs, and I'm just checking on them, see any kind of bug damage. These are my kohlrabi. Obviously I've got a little bit of a nutrient deal to deal with, but not too bad. My buckets, these are my collards, checking on those. Those collards actually look pretty decent. My carrots, which all look like they're doing great. And another collard here. Here's my 3rd wicking tub. And yes, the green beans here look a little bit sad, but they've already went through their first fruiting of beans, and they're starting to come back. I've been sitting here trying to puppy these little strawberry plants through all year, and they're actually doing pretty good. My green stalk here look like they need a little water, and they're surrounded by parsley, but never mind that. There's more here pumping out strawberries. The major problem is right there, yellow jacket damage. This is my very last big project that I need to tackle, which is my tomato raised bed, which, believe it or not, was about twice as big before I started cutting it down. Thanks for joining me on a tour through my garden. This is Big Wheel Dog 82 in the soil, and I'm out of here. Take care, guys.
Okay, so for those of you that missed the video that him and I each put out on our own respective channels about the hashtag Garlic Challenge 2025, he's the one who challenged me, and I accepted that challenge, and we opened it up to everybody. So I'm going to put a link to the video right here. Get your garlic in the ground. Join this challenge. You have plenty of time, y'all. It doesn't end until August 1st of 2025. And seriously, did anyone notice all the tomatoes that he still has growing up there? I'm like legitimately jealous. All right, so let's jump over to my brothers here in Zone 9A, but in a different part of Zone 9A over in Louisiana. Dale and Chuck, take it away.
Howdy y'all, Dale here from OSKG, and we're going to give you a look at what we've got growing on in our garden here about a week before November 1st. We are growing cauliflower, lots of big old bell peppers from this pepper plant that just refuses to quit growing this year. Some celery right here. We've got some Brussels sprouts growing, some wasabi radish, some golden beets. Can't wait to taste those golden beets. Some big, beautiful cabbage. Look at all this cabbage right here. That is going to be so tasty with some cornbread. We've got some Detroit red beets growing. A bed that looks empty, but we just a week ago planted our elephant garlic and 5 other types of garlic. Our big bed of baby Bubba okra. Yep, it's baby Bubba okra. Look at that. We've got a mixed bed with collard greens and a whole bunch of pepper plants, because everybody knows greens taste good with a little pepper vinegar. Here we have watermelon radishes. Never had one of these. Can't wait to taste those things. And we are growing kohlrabi for our first time. Can't wait to taste that once it's done. We've got a bed full of baby broccoli. I love baby broccoli, much more than regular broccoli, and it's mixed in with all kinds of peppers still hanging on. We have our purple cabbage, our giant green onions, because we can grow some giant green onions down here, some more celery, and some more carrots. These are, I believe, the golden carrots over here. So that's just a quick glance at some of the things we got growing on here at OSKG. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel and you'll see a lot more. Y'all take care. Have a great day. OSKG.
Y'all's garden is looking good. You've got lots of stuff going. So again, here in zone 9A, 9B, 8B, in this range, we could still be doing a lot of growing. And just like they're showing over, what, 3.5, 4 hours away from me, they're able to still continue growing good looking, beautiful plants. And again, I'm jealous, guys. Look at all those peppers you got going. Hopefully next year my pepper game is like that. I'm working on it, believe me. Okay, and finally, let's check in on the West Coast with Brian from Next Level Gardening and see what's going on in his area.
Hey guys, it's Brian with Next Level Gardening. I'm in zone 9B, 10A, we're right on the line. In October here, it's kind of an iffy month. You gotta wait and see. Generally, it's a month you're on pause a little bit because we can grow all year round. However, putting in cool season crops too early, you're gonna have a problem. So October is one of those months where we could be in the high 80s or we could be in the 60s. 60s are great for starting cool season crops, 80s not so much. So most of the garden is still trucking along. We've got, it's on their last leg, really. In fact, today I'm going to be tearing out a bunch of stuff to make way for fall, winter crops, which I will probably be starting the seeds of in a couple of weeks. End of the month, beginning in November. Probably much like in Texas, where Chad is, if we take a break at all, and there's not really a time to naturally take a break from gardening here in this zone. If we do take a break at all, it's generally in the middle of the summer when it's super hot. Right now, we're kind of getting excited again to get back into it. And especially for fall and winter gardening, there's very little pests, disease. The weather's great to be outside. So it's great gardening here, but you really have to pace yourself because a 365-day growing zone, in some ways, is not all it's cracked up to be. It can lead to garden overwhelm if you're not careful. But ultimately, I'll take it because I wouldn't even know how to survive in anywhere that got freezes or snow. So if your zone allows you to garden, get out there and do it because I'm telling you right now, this is the best time of year to be gardening.
Okay, Brian, as always, great points right there. And this is something that I don't think a lot of people talk about. And especially for beginner gardeners, this is something you really need to focus on. And that is being overwhelmed. If you are in an area that can grow year round, like I am, like Dale and Chuck are, like Brian is, it can get very tiring and overwhelming to constantly keep a garden going. That's why sometimes people take breaks, especially YouTube creators, gardening people here on YouTube take small breaks because it can get overwhelming, and that is a great point. So definitely good on you for mentioning that, Brian. And again, another thing he mentioned was pacing yourself. That is absolutely right. I definitely, like I said at the beginning of this video, planted some crops that should not have been planted quite yet for my area, and that's fine. And I've got peas right here beside me that should be 4 foot tall that are 7 inches right now because of this heat. So pacing yourself, not getting overwhelmed by your growing season or seasons is very important. And again, I mean, seriously, did y'all see his garden? Were you looking behind him at his garden still? Again, I'm jealous. All right, everybody, so the whole point of this video was really simply to show what we can be doing across our country or in different zones at the same time. And as you notice, we went from Illinois and Indiana to North Carolina to Louisiana to here in the Houston area and out there to Southern California. Now, if you're a YouTube gardener and you'd like to jump in on this project idea with all of us, I'm looking for a gardener from zone 5 and zone 8. That would pretty much clear us out from 5 to 10. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Or if you'd like to just jump in, message me, drop a comment down below in this video. I will reach out to you requesting that you comment or reach out to me via the Facebook or the Instagram page. That way we can direct talk to each other. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun setting this up with everyone. Thank you to all 5 of y'all jumping on here with me, believing in this vision that I have, which is to allow our viewers across the country to not just see what's going on here in zone 9A, but to see what's going on in different zones that can help them, that can see that, hey, in zone 7, Project Help Desk decided to take fall and winter off. But why? And what are they doing to prepare for spring or for their next gardening season? I think that's very useful, and I'd love the fact that you all believed in me to allow me to put this video out, put it together, and have fun showing what we can all do as a YouTube gardening community for each other across this country. So as always, everyone, if y'all enjoyed this video, if you got anything out of it, if you just learned something, or you just were like, hey, this is a cool idea, do me the 3 favors: share, like, and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already. I would love to have everyone who has not subscribed join this fast-growing community of like-minded gardeners here on YouTube, and check out all the other creators that chipped in on this video. Their information is down below, along with throughout the video. Everyone take care, God bless. Continue to shine bright, harvest hard. I truly hope you got something out of this. Hope you enjoyed it. And if nothing else, you just had fun like we did. Talk to y'all again real soon. Bye.